Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about what came to my mind this morning as the Prima Donna type. I've thought about this before. In fact, it made me kind of laugh this morning. I remember when I was a really young child, I think I was watching TV or maybe reading a kid's book, a child. And it had a ballerina. And whatever it was, TV book said that the ballerina was a prima donna. Okay. It was something like that. There's a vague memory. It's been a long time since I've been a child. And so it's stuck in my head. At some point, of course, I learned the difference. And around the same time, I would hear my dad call so-and-so as a prima donna. And I would think in my mind, they like to dance like a ballerina. I'm talking a child. Okay, but yeah, we all know that's not what it is all around. But, eventually, of course, I learned that, when he would say that, what he would mean is that somebody was so very, like self-centered and you believe they're better and everybody should acknowledge that, a narcissistic kind of trait. I also see it as a histrionic one. I've done enough videos on why I see that this way. But, and I was thinking about that this morning, and it's come to my mind plenty of times. I've experienced it myself. Okay, so say you grew up in a dysfunctional family, some would call a narcissistic family, and we all know the golden child is the one that, everybody thinks is just wonderful, the parent or parents. Narcissistic ones, they give them everything, do everything for them. The other ones are forgotten kind of situation. Sometimes, there's a scapegoat and on. Look it up. But that one is the one, the golden child one is the one I see as this prima donna is, and you can see it later in life too, like at a job. Here's an example, you have, whether it's a boss or, a coworker who gets a lot, of praise and maybe more than just praise, advancement or something. And you can't figure out why, because this person isn't that good at their job. And everybody around them treats this one person, let's say it's a woman, they're so special. And this person has that prima donna attitude too, Okay, seriously, you wonder why they're not that smart, they're not that good at their job. The only thing they're good at is being manipulative. And you're well aware of it. So you don't agree with it. And this person is going to have what some call flying monkeys. People who are going to protect that person, her in this case, no matter what. Because they see this person up on some pedestal that's supposed, they must stay there, and they're going to protect them, hold them up there, and they basically get their way with everything. They go around doing stuff to other people, and then they also play the victim if somebody catches them and tries to point it out. We all know that score, right? Okay, I'm sorry I had to delete a clip, but got it wrong. But I think we've all been through something like this, maybe, that we actually, thought somebody was really good, decent person, and we should listen to them because these are really good manipulators, master manipulators. And we later found out that was the... people use the term narcissistic on everything, that type. That really was a bad, abusive person. And so we can't really say too much about them. But at the same time, when the flying monkeys type is abusing you, yes, you can. That is abuse. Abuse is abuse, plain and simple. And, but, we have to look at ourselves and, well, did we do this to anybody when we were taking up for taking up for somebody? Well, actually should be an insult to people that you feel the need to take up for them. Unless, of course, it's like a life or death kind of situation. Because you're saying that other person can't take care of themselves. It depends. One size doesn't fit all in anything. In my opinion. Okay, but at some point, I think we stop being, and I don't like to use this word because, we've all been through it. We all might still be a bit, but gullible. To fall for something to someone who is, that type that's, everybody just loves that person, no matter what they do. And they're manipulative in ways, like say back in the office here. You know, they will do things to keep, you know, do little, I guess, like, I don't know what you call it, but little things that keeps their flying monkeys happy. Like, it could even be as little as they go and get donuts. You know, they bring in donuts in the morning for everybody, you know, warm ones, this kind of thing, just to keep them, you know, keep their status way up there, you know. And it can be, like I just said, little things. It can be big things. If they're bosses, they might give them special perks, you know. So that way they keep their status as that queen, you know, the top of it, you know, top of the hill, top of the mountain, whatever it is. Okay, and I know that I've mentioned this in at least one video before. It's been a while though, I think. About one I knew, and she got the status of manager and office manager. And she believed, and it had nothing to do with this, but she believed because she was at that place in life, in the world, you know, she just kind of went over everything and generalized her status as know-it-all, know everything. Now, when I said that this had nothing to do with it, what she did was try to do counseling, give someone counseling who was in a very, very bad situation. Okay, she was not a counselor. She was not anything except for an office manager that had nothing to do with counseling. Nothing. But her arrogance, you know, and we all know that this is, you know, a narcissistic kind of trait. You know, they believe they know, you know, better than everybody in every field. Many of them do, not all, you know. But they should be, you know, people should recognize them for their superiority. And that's how she was. And even in things like counseling, she just didn't do it to one person. Yeah, you know, when you're counseling somebody who's been in a really bad situation and you're not a counselor, that is not good at all. Okay, so you understand why I have a pet peeve about that. That's not just one reason, but there's also, you know, another thing that I've seen many of them do who have that kind of trait is to think they know better than doctors. Okay, doctors, nurses, anybody, any kind of health care professional, they know better. When they don't, they may never have even stepped a foot in a class, you know, past high school, but they know better. You know, they've learned, they've lived, they've learned. So, no, you didn't live and learn the right way, which was, no, you're not that. Okay? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place here. It's morning. I have an excuse. But, yeah, you know, just go back to this point to see, my voice is going out, can you tell? To see that someone, to really witness another person praising this type of person, you know, like the flying monkey, to see them praise that person, it can be so sad. Because you know that, you know, somebody's on a pedestal, they're going to fall off at some point, you know, and that's going to really harm other people. But that person's eyes might eventually be opened and see that person for what that person is. And how do you think, we all probably know how we felt, you know, when we saw, you know, realize that someone that we really saw as a good person was evil. Okay, how do we feel? And you know they're going to feel something like that whenever it happens. But say in the meanwhile they're being rude to you because you don't glorify that other person. You know, you don't put them on that pedestal. You don't think of them as the best on the planet. That person, the flying monkey, might be harming you, you know, hurting you, you know, out of their like we had been before ourselves, right? Yeah. Okay, I think this is enough for this video. I'm just sitting out waiting for rush hour traffic. I like to do that. I leave in rush hour traffic, but I just sit and wait till it dies down a bit before I go back. But anyway, if you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you all in another video. Bye.